A very good morning to all of you, and a very warm welcome to the last day of our training program entitled Entrepreneurship in Fish Feed Production. Today we have with us our two reputed speakers, Dr. Ashish Jha and Dr. Girija Phadke. First session will be conducted by Dr. Ashish Jha. Sir is currently working in the Division of Biochemistry and Nutrition and is in charge scientist at CIFT Veeraval. Sir is involved with research in food science and environmental science. And today Sir is with us, which is a great privilege to all of us. I request Sir to deliver his talk.
SKUAT, farmers, student friend. Good morning to all of you. I am here to, I have been given the topic live feed in aquaculture, importance, technology and research element. So I will be talking a bit on that. In between also, if you have any doubt, questions you can ask. It should not be monotonous one way. Okay. This is a cold water scenario what Government of India is publishing. We have huge resources of cold water fishes. I have kept live fish, use of live fish more or less towards cold fish, means cold water fishes. So Indian fisheries means all high ranges you will find cold water fishes. We have production over 50,000 metric ton.
हिंदी में बात करेंगे
हिंदी में बात करेंगे तो योजना जो है PMMSY उसके अंतर्गत बहुत सारे स्टेप्स लिए जा रहे हैं, उसी का एक पार्ट ये भी है। हाँ, ऑल टुगेदर अगर हम कोल्ड वाटर रिसोर्सेज देखें, रिवर स्ट्रीम्स, नेचुरल लेक, रिजर्वायर्स, ब्रैकिश वाटर लेक्स आल्सो मीन्स हमारे पास प्लेंटी में बहुत मीन्स अच्छे मात्रा में बहुत क्वांटिटी में कोल्ड वाटर रिसोर्सेज है। अगर आप रिसोर्सेज इन द टर्म्स ऑफ लेक्स, रिजर्वायर्स बोले या फिर स्पीसीज वाइज भी बोले तो मोटा मोटी 200-250 के आसपास स्पीसीज है, बिलोंगिंग फ्रॉम 21 फैमिलीज, 76 जनर. दिस इज व्हाट इज ऑलरेडी डॉक्यूमेंटेड. 91 स्पीसीज जो है मीन्स डेक्कन प्लेटू, हिमालयन रेंजेस, इन सब में ऑलरेडी मोर और लेस थोड़ा बहुत कहीं ना कहीं कल्चर हो रहा है. In India, cold water hill fishery resources are spread from northwest and entire means northeast, northwest, then we have western Ghats also. और इनका जो actually 5 to 20 degree temperature generally हम लोग बोलते हैं, but 5 degree is lethal low. There you will not be getting any growth. 10 से 20 degree हम लोग बोलते हैं. The Dal and Ular lakes we are here, that's why produces 70% of total fish production of Jammu Kashmir. These are some of the species: tortoise, torpudri, torputitora, then Cyprinus species, Sidothorax, salmo, then Tinophilodon nadilla, that is grass carp still, then Bagarius, Amphorhynchus. ये जो स्लाइड है means this is very important. What are the challenges and feeding requirements of cold water fishes? Challenges बहुत है. जब भी हम लोग cold water कल्चर करने जाते हैं तो हम लोग देखते हैं कि either we are hearing means सब जगह बोलता है आपको ग्रोथ नहीं मिल रहा, ग्रोथ नहीं हो रहा है, क्या करते हैं, क्या रिसर्च है, बट बहुत सारा चैलेंजेस है. मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि ये जो फिशेस है टेम्परेचर सेंसिटिव है और इनका मेटाबॉलिक रेट और फीड कन्वर्सन रेशियो, मेटाबॉलिक रेट इज स्लो एंड फीड कन्वर्सन रेशियो इज वेरी हाई. फीड कन्वर्सन रेशियो जो हम बोलते हैं FCR, इसका मतलब कि हम लोग 1 किलो मीट, उनका वजन बढ़ाने के लिए कितना फीड लगेगा. तो जनरली अगर हम देखें तो बहुत सारा लिटरेचर जनरल कॉमन कार्प, कटला, रोहू, मृगाल जो है यू विल गेट इवन लेस देन 1. That is because primary productivity of ponds उनसे भी हमको मिल जाता है 1 से 1.5, 1 to 1.5 FCR is very good, but in case of cold water fishes FCR is very high. So for getting 1 kg of fish produce we require sometime 2, 2.5, even 3, and if your climate is adverse it will not even grow that much also. Of course, the reason is lower metabolic rate compared to warm water species. Then what we require is protein and energy requirements. As they do not have much growth potential because of slow metabolic rate. तो क्या होता है, इनका प्रोटीन रिक्वायरमेंट जो बॉडी बिल्डिंग चीज़ है वो बहुत ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, वो हायर लेवल होना चाहिए. तो ऑफन रिक्वायर वेरी हाई प्रोटीन लेवल्स इन देयर डाइट. तो इनको जो प्रोटीन कंटेंट चाहिए इनके डाइट में वो हाई चाहिए, हाई भी चाहिए और क्वालिटी प्रोटीन भी चाहिए. आई एम टेलिंग, जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्वालिटी प्रोटीन का मतलब कि ऐसा प्रोटीन जो कि जब हम उसको खिलाएं तो वो एब्जॉर्ब भी हो जाए. लाइक देयर आर सो मेनी प्रोटीन्स विच, बहुत सारा ऐसा प्रोटीन हम खा रहे हैं लेकिन यूटिलाइज नहीं हो सक रहा है. लाइक स्ट्रक्चरल प्रोटीन, केराटिन, इट विल नॉट बी यूटिलाइज इवन इफ यू आर पुटिंग एसिड ऑन दैट, इट विल नॉट बी. तो हमको प्रोटीन जो है, प्रोटीन सिर्फ ये बोलने से कि हाई प्रोटीन दे देने से हो जाएगा, वो ऐसा नहीं है. इट शुड बी प्रोटीन विच कैन बी इजीली एब्जॉर्ब्ड एंड यूटिलाइज. और फीड कन्वर्शन रेशियो में बता दी. न्यूट्रिएंट बैलेंस फैटी एसिड. जब ये हम प्रोटीन का तो बात कर लिए, लेकिन प्रोटीन के साथ साथ क्या है, हमको फैटी एसिड की क्वालिटी फैटी एसिड देना है. क्वालिटी फैटी एसिड, देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ क्वालिटी fatty acid, saturated, unsaturated. If you go to unsaturated fatty acid, there are PUFA, MUFA, PUFA, HUFA, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and highly unsaturated fatty acid. So what we require is we require mainly PUFA. PUFA का बहुत सारा काम है, but cold water अगर आप species में जाएंगे, throughout means it is not only in this species. Throughout the animals, cold water organism को PUFA चाहिए. PUFA एक तो आपको what you called ये सेल वॉल, सेल मेम्ब्रेन का फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मेंटेन करने के लिए we have bipolar ये सेल वॉल. So that we require, and that's why if you see, you go to Eskimo and all, there will have a layer of this thing, PUFA and HUFA. Same is the case with olive oil. If you go to plant also, you will find a large amount of unsaturated fatty acid. तो हमको क्या है, जहाँ भी टेम्परेचर कम है, मोबिलिटी ऑफ द सेल एंड सेलुलर स्ट्रक्चर मेंटेन करने के लिए हमको PUFA चाहिए. तो हमको उसको PUFA यहाँ भी चाहिए. और फैटी एसिड आई टेल आगे भी बताऊंगा क्या चाहिए. दिस इज पैलेटेबिलिटी एंड डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी. जब भी हम न्यूट्रिएंट का बात कर रहे हैं, पैलेटेबिलिटी का मतलब होता है कि खाना, स्वाद से खाना, मीन्स हाउ वेल यू आर टेकिंग इट. पैलेटेबिलिटी भी होना चाहिए और डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी. समटाइम इफ यू आर मेकिंग फीड एंड इफ यू आर फीडिंग टू फिश, you must have seen fish will take feed and then spit it. बहुत बार ये पैलेट लेगा मुंह में और ऐसे करके फेंक देता है. They will not accept. It means it has very low palatability, either palatability or their what you call, it is very hard to chew. तो मुंह में लेके फेंक देता है. तो हमको ये ध्यान में रहना है कि वो palatability होना चाहिए. When it takes, it should have a good flavor and texture. पैलेटेबिलिटी, और उसके बाद उसको इम्प्रूव द डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी होना है. हाँ, इम्प्रूव द डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी कैसे करेंगे? देयर आर डिफरेंट मैकेनिज्म टू इम्प्रूव द डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी. वन इज वी आर एडिंग क्वालिटी इंग्रेडिएंट्स, अदर वी आर एडिंग सम एक्स्ट्रा थिंग. हम लोग फीड में क्या करते हैं, कुछ और एक्स्ट्रा चीज ऐसा मिलाते हैं कि डाइजेस्टिबिलिटी हो जाए. व्हाट इज डाइजेशन? डाइजेशन इज नथिंग, इट इज ब्रेकिंग डाउन ऑफ higher molecule into simpler one or bigger molecule into simpler one. तो हम लोग उसके लिए क्या करते हैं, there is a certain strategy by which we can, हम लोग कुछ ऐसा strategy है जिससे कि हम लोग digestibility बढ़ा सकते हैं. जैसे कि some enzymes add कर दें feed में, या फिर some acid हम लोग feed में add कर दें. Organic acid, generally low molecular weight organic acids are always good for it has already been proven by scientific research. सर का ऑलरेडी बहुत सारा काम है ऑर्गेनिक एसिड्स पे in improving the digestibility of food. So we can improve the digestibility. Then vitamins and mineral supplementation. Vitamins, these are amine group which is vital for the growth and survival. Then minerals bodybuilding, then it is prosthetic growth of so many enzymes. तो वहाँ पे मिनरल्स का यूज होता है। देन अप्रोप्रिएट फीड साइज एंड टेक्सचर, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अप्रोप्रिएट फीड साइज एंड टेक्सचर। सपोज आपका कोई फिश है, टैंक है, और आप उसमें पाउडर फीड डाल रहे हैं। इफ यू आर पुटिंग पाउडर फीड, तो एक एक पार्टिकल को लेने में जितना टाइम और उसका फिश का एनर्जी बर्बाद होगा, मीन्स आपको एक एक पार्टिकल लेके जितना एनर्जी मिलेगा नहीं, उससे ज़्यादा एक एक पार्टिकल को पकड़ने में एनर्जी बर्बाद हो जाएगा। हाँ, तो हम लोगों को वी शुड बी वेरी टैक्टिकल एंड मीन्स इंटेलिजेंट होना चाहिए कि व्हाट शुड बी द साइज ऑफ फिश मीट। ऐसा कि हम एक छोटा सा पार्टिकल लें और हमारा एनर्जी पूरा ये हो जाए, एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट मीट हो जाए। तो इसलिए हमको क्या है, जब भी कोल्ड वाटर फिश में ये करते हैं तो वी generally prefer or we generally suggest to give high dense or dense energy dense nutrient rich feed particle। तो हम लोग उसको बोलते हैं dense feed, energy dense feed। So एक तो appropriate size होना चाहिए, size according to the mouth size of the fish, that is one basic rule। and texture it should not be, अगर आप formulated feed बनाएंगे, बहुत ज़्यादा ड्राई कर देंगे, बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड हो जाएगा, दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक। सो दैट टेक्सचर शुड आल्सो बी मेंटेन। देन एनवायरमेंटल इम्पैक्ट एंड ऑल। वीनिंग स्ट्रेटजी, ग्रेजुअल ट्रांजिशन, वीनिंग स्ट्रेटजी मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि जब भी हम लाइव फीड पे बात करेंगे तो वीनिंग स्ट्रेटजी इम्पॉर्टेंट है। वीनिंग स्ट्रेटजी इज नथिंग बट इट्स अ ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम ग्रेजुअल ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम वन फीड टू अनदर फीड। लाइक व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग हियर, क्योंकि फर्स्ट फीड जो होता है उनका योग सेक होता है। फ्रॉम देयर वी शुड गिव समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी ऑब्जर्वेबल टू देम, एंड दैट्स वेयर वी आर यूजिंग लाइव फीड, एंड देन फॉर्मुलेटेड फीड वी शुड गिव। देन सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ लाइव फीड। अभी हम लोग समझ गए कि हमको फीड क्या क्या देना है। हाई प्रोटीन, गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ लिपिड, साइज, बेटर साइज मीन्स रिक्वायर्ड साइज, रिक्वायर्ड टेक्सचर, ये सब हमको देना है। अब हम देखेंगे लाइव फीड में क्या है। लाइव फीड में जो है वेरी हाई न्यूट्रिएंट, हाँ, इट इज न्यूट्रिएंट डेंस, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर गोइंग एट द इनिशियल लेवल ऑफ फीडिंग, वी आर गिविंग लाइव फीड। देन स्मॉल पार्टिकल साइज, बिकॉज देयर माउथ साइज इज very small, and the live feeds whatever we are using, their size are very optimum or smaller for larval size feed, so that also is appropriate. Then stimulation of natural feeding behaviors, hunting and foraging skills। जब भी हम फीडिंग करते हैं, लाइव फीडिंग का एक और बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट ये है, एक दो एक्सपेरिमेंट में ऐसा देखा गया कि जब भी हम उसको किसी हैचरी में सीड को फीड का, फिश का सीड या लार्वा मीन्स लार्वल डेवलपमेंट करते हैं, उसके बाद रिजर्वायर वगैरह में छोड़ देते हैं, तो वो लोग रिजर्वायर में सरवाइव नहीं कर सकता। वो सरवाइव इसलिए नहीं कर सकता था क्योंकि रिजर्वायर में बहुत बड़ी बड़ी फिशेस है, वो इसको खा जाता था, और ये छोटी फिश को आदत नहीं भागने का, क्योंकि दे आर ऑलवेज डेवलप्ड इन कन्फाइंड प्लेस। सो फॉर दैट व्हाट हैपेंस, ये जो हमारा लाइव फीड है, लाइव फीड आर मूविंग, अगर हम लाइव फीड को खिलाते हैं तो ये छोटी फिश का एक्सरसाइज हो जाता है, और ये जो एक्सरसाइज हो जाता है इन लोगों को ये सिखाता है, भागना सिखाता है। सो दैट आल्सो एक फॉरेजिंग बिहेवियर में उनको हंटिंग एंड फॉरेजिंग स्किल्स डेवलपमेंट करने के लिए लाइव फीड बहुत जरूरी है। समझ गए? अगर ऐसे कन्फाइंड में जाके हम फॉर्मुलेटेड फीड दे देंगे एक जगह पे, वो आके खा लेगा, लेकिन जब प्रे आएगा तो वो भाग नहीं सकेगा। तो ये फीड जब भी हम खिलाते हैं तो उनको ये आदत डालते हैं कि वो भाग के फीड लेना सीखे, और ऐसे भागते भागते उनका एक्सरसाइज भी हो जाए कि whenever they go in natural system they can cope up with the stress, or they can overcome the speed of the prey। And digestibility and assimilation, ये बहुत हाईली डाइजेस्टेबल है। हाईली डाइजेस्टेबल क्यों है लाइव फीड? वो उसका बहुत सारा कारण है, क्योंकि लाइव फीड में, लाइव फीड इज एन मेनली एनिमल मीन्स जूप्लैंक्टन वी आर यूजिंग, तो वी आर गिविंग एनिमल प्रोडक्ट टू एनिमल। तो जब ये अंदर जाएगा फिश के, उनको कुछ करने का जरूरत नहीं, उनको जो प्रोटीन रिक्वायरमेंट है इसमें है। इवन दे हैव ऑलरेडी सिंथेसाइज्ड एंजाइम, जो एंजाइम चाहिए फूड को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए, वो भी लाइव फीड में अंदर में। सो इट्स अ कंप्लीट पैकेज, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर ऑलवेज एडवोकेटिंग एट द लार्वल स्टेज or at the early stage we should give live feed। Then enhanced growth and survival rate, जब हम ये खाते हैं इसमें everything is there which will give what we call better growth and survival, prevention and malformations because it is already means good quality nutrient and everything is there. That's why same thing, importance of live food organism for culture. This is what means protein required nutrients are compound in foods dispensable to life. This is definition. आप देखेंगे कहीं भी ये नहीं देखेंगे separateness group is not very important for us, but almost they have protein requirement more than 30% always, and in harsh conditions we are giving 40 to 45% of the protein. So protein is one of the important requirements for. Now, live food in aquaculture. Live foods, both planktonic as well as means phytoplanktonic and zooplankton. Plankton क्या होता है? Plankton is a small organism, either plant or animal organism, which could not have their swimming ability. So they are moving based on the wave or current. उसी में से plant side हो गया phytoplankton and animals zooplankton commonly known as living capsule because it contains all the nutrient required for living beings, and live food means protein lipid everything is balanced, play a major role in achieving maximum growth and survival of young ones or finches and shellfish. The food must be perceived by the larvae, size of food must be such that it can accommodate by the mouth. These are means why we are selecting live feed. The feed can be digested by the larval. Food organism must be hardy. They must be able to reproduce rapidly and can mass produce. This is one important when we are using live feed. It can be produced in bulk quantity very easily because the reproduction of live feed is very easy. These are some of the examples of live food. आप लोग अगर कुछ नहीं समझे तो आप पूछ सकते हैं, या फिर अभी नहीं तो बाद में भी. ये शर्माना नहीं है कि क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेंगे. तो phytoplankton commonly used, zooplankton most of the hatcheries. Then Cladocerans moina is again one of the most commonly used, moina and Daphnia live food. And copypods we have so many. Heliodactylus and Microcystis, they are also being used. Microcyclops also we are using. Nutritional requirement of cold water we have already discussed. These are protein requirements of water. Rotifers. Rotifer is one of the live which we are using. There are almost 2,500 species, but stock few are we are using, which is means globally available. Brachyonus plicatus, that is from salt water or brackish water body we are getting, and their size is between 200 micron. This is what we are talking about because this matches the mount size of the larval larval finfishes and even in shrimps also. Then we have a different process how we are means culturing rotifer. Why rotifer is used? Because it contains a very good amount of DHA and EPA, which is omega 3 and omega 6 omega 3 fatty acid, glucosides, and then highly unsaturated fatty acid also is there. And it is best part is it has having 50 to 60% of protein, and fat also is in good quantity, that is 30%, and then 3.1% of liquid. The natural rule when we are talking about PUFA in cold water fishes, it should be 20% of the total fat, unsaturated fatty acid, or 1 to 1.5% of the nutrient, entire nutrient. Then how to mass culture this rotifer? It is very easily cultivable. That's why we are using rotifer as a light 10 to 15 ppt salinity saline water is required. Then you just take ammonium sulfate as a media, 100 gram per liter, a single superphosphate, and urea. That will make means 10 fertilizer, where we will be inoculating chlorella. Chlorella is feed for the rotifer. Once chlorella is ready, you should see the density, and it should be 10 to the power 10 to 20 into 10 to the power 6 per mm. That you can see from Survey Crafter counter you will have, and from there you can count. And then chlorella cells, some yeast is also required to enhance the growth of chlorella, and then you give principal culture of rotifer, it will grow. In order to maintain long-term culture in the same tank, you should keep on replacing water. Then Artemia everybody is doing, it is one of the most commonly used live feed. It is widely used as live feed in aquaculture. Mainly we are using it in shrimp hatchery. Then Artemia cysts are also there in the market because it can be kept for a long duration. Then we have methods how to culture Artemia cysts. Artemia cysts will be getting in market. Then encapsulated cysts are stored 0.5 to 1 gram per liter of seawater. Cysts are kept in suspension refrigeration. Refrigeration is very important. If you are not keeping a ration for even half an hour, your entire culture will be lost. And cyst hatching to Nauplia within 12 to 24 hours. Optimum environment condition for growth and development of Artemia is 27 to 30 degrees centigrade, salinity 25 to 30. pH, they are very pH sensitive. It should not be less than 7. If it is getting acidic side, it will be and then light also is there. Light is important. Lux light intensity is required. Then dissolve oxygen after saturation point. Now, what is the saturation point of dissolved oxygen in water? You people are students, huh? मैक्सिमम कितना ppm ऑक्सीजन रह सकेगा वाटर में? You search, अगर मिल जाएगा तो बता. It's generally what we get is 8 to 9 ppm in what you call tropical. Here थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो सकता है, but running water will have more. But oxygen separation, saturation, if you will see, maximum oxygen it can take up to 14 ppm. That is the limit. उससे ज़्यादा oxygen water में dissolve नहीं. Then microalgae, this is again classified into 3 chlorophyta, 3 phyta, rhodophyta. You must be knowing this is where plant-based live feed where. Here also again we are seeing size range is 5 to 25 grams. High content of protein and lipids, carbohydrate also. All are good in DHA, EPA and DHA. Can you tell why EPA and DHA are higher? कोई बताएगा? स्टूडेंट्स, ये लोग इस साइड स्टूडेंट्स है ना?
हम लोग इंटरेक्ट करो, पूछो थोड़ा सा.
EPA and DHA are higher because they grow in that system. If you go to marine side, they are higher in omega-3 fatty acid. If you come to freshwater side, they are higher in omega-6 fatty acid, isn't it? So that's why you have to logically conclude why omega-3 are higher in that. Then infosuria is animal fuels. What is animal fuels? Fuels is molecules, more which is very small. Wherever you are putting fuels, that is smaller size. So this is animal of means a very small size. A small size is one of the important criteria for larval feed, and all these things is provided by our live feed. There are so many. Means infosuria is a mix of this thing, smaller animals, smaller size, and then bacterial. This thing also is there. So what we do is generally for infosuria culture, lactose caviar means all plant-based things we are putting that act as media for growth of infosuria. Banana peelings also we are giving. और 2 से 3 दिन में it will grow. In about 4 to 5 days, the water will turn clear, becoming transparent with light yellow color. Because this is because of floating spores of infosuria here which have settled. ये खुद से हो जाएगा. आपको सिर्फ न्यूट्रिएंट देना है. क्या न्यूट्रिएंट देना है? प्लांट बेस्ड वेस्ट, प्लांट का वेस्ट रखते हैं. नाउ प्लांट के वेस्ट पे भी बहुत सारा ये चल रहा है, इंसेक्ट्स. And Cladoceran is again it's a water fish that we have it is zooplankton and it also very rich in protein, and that's why we are using Cladocerans as live feed in larval feed. So this is Moina culture. There are 2 different types of culture: pure culture of Moina and mass culture of Moina. It is farmers are sitting, so they will not be understanding all these things. I'll skip this slide. If you want, you can take the slide. दो मेथड है मोइना कल्चर का. वेरी इजी. यू गिव द मीडिया, गिव द कल्चर. कल्चर आपको फ्रेश वाटर से जाके लाना होगा. यू टेक द कल्चर एंड देन ग्रो इट. डेफनिया ऑल्सो, डेफनिया आपको इनका कल्चर आपको लाना है. कल्चर इज अवेलेबल इन मार्केट. मीडिया ऑल्सो इज अवेलेबल इन मार्केट. Only thing we should keep in particular light intensity, and environment should be free from dust. Coffee pods also we are using coffee pod because of their quality, high protein content and protein intensity. Tubicals is one thing which we are using mainly in aquarium cases, and this can be cultured very easily. And now Tubicals is coming as a tablet, freeze dried Tubicals tablet. As you will be putting in water, it will be rejuvenating and it can become a very good food for larval fish. Culture method of cooking. Now, basically, and its alternative to aquaculture. That was what I have thought was live feed. Now there is something we need to have very high protein content for your cold water fishes, but protein is actually matter of concern in entire feed industry. And wherever we are looking for protein, we find fish meal is the one of the best major source of protein in aquaculture. But now, as you know, capture fisheries has gone means reached stagnation. It is not getting, and that's how the fish meal cost is getting higher and fish meal availability is getting reduced. So there are so many things in market or under research going to find out alternative source. Just 2-4 slides और है. I'll not means I understand. Sitting in this is boring. Now we are also in that phase. Primary market of aquaculture, if you see the CAGR of the aquaculture is 8 to 10%. This is compounded annual growth rate of fish. Fish meal fish meal market is developing by almost 10% every year. I am talking about in India. 10% increase, and by 2025, currently we are 22.2 million participants on this 10 year. Because major culture is actually, we require approximately we need to double it, because under BMMSY our target is to double by 2030 the entire production. So we need to increase the aquaculture. But the source of protein has already stagnated. Fish meal production has already stagnated. So we need to think of some alternative source of protein for aquaculture. These are why aquaculture means we need to look into alternative resource, because due to overfishing, fish meal we are not getting. Even bycatch, the fishing of small oily fish for fish meal often becomes large amount of bycatch. So that also we need to what we call reducing or sustainability problem. अभी अल्टरनेटिव सोर्स क्या क्या है? अल्टरनेटिव सोर्स एनिमल ओरिजिन भी हो सकता है, माइक्रोबियल ओरिजिन भी हो सकता है, देन प्लांट ओरिजिन भी हो सकता है. अगर एनिमल ओरिजिन देखेंगे तो वेस्ट सेकेंडरी रॉ मटेरियल. सेकेंडरी रॉ मटेरियल, नाउ देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट, देयर इज नथिंग लाइक वेस्ट इन fish industry. Whatever we are using for export or for food, that is for one purpose, and leftover is a secondary raw material for other product. So waste from fisheries industry is one source, animal from origin, animal origin as an alternative source of fish meat. Then insect larvae. Insect larvae also is coming in a big way as a source of protein in fish meat. Then if you see plant origin, we have leaves and seeds. So many people are working here on different. Someone, I think, moringa leaves, and so many alternative leaves are in use for protein source. Then micro and macroalgae. Microalgae, some of the microalgae I have already discussed, and macroalgae is seaweed. Seaweeds we are also using. Then there is some people using microbial बायोमास और माइक्रोबियल फ्री. किसी को आइडिया है कहाँ से मिलेगा माइक्रोबियल बायोमास और प्रोटीन? हाँ, fermentation that way you can, but the cheapest best source is biofloc system we are doing. There we are getting a layer of this thing, microbial mass. That can also be used because that is very good source of protein, and that can also be used as a alternative source of protein in fish meat. This is just an outline. Then what we have done is conventional and unconventional alternative fish meat. Poultry byproduct also we are using. Poultry byproduct, but I'll come blood meat also, then hydrolysate of feathers, meat, chicken egg, white, whole egg, acetous. These are all for academic interest. Blood meal can be used as a protein source, but it's absolutely not used in India. Or if at all someone is using it, is not very obvious. किसी को बिना बताए यूज करते हैं because there are some issue. And then blood meal, when you are using it, is a source of so many parasites also. So when we are using blood meal as a protein source in this meal, we should be very careful. Hydrolysis of feathers, we are hydrolyzing it, but feather meal is not very digestible for everybody. So this also is excluded out. Whole egg is costly because in country like India, where even human beings are not getting egg and we are giving it to fish, it will raise concern. Chicken egg white, that also is costly. Acetous meal is one of the very rare, easily available resource. I do not know this side of country it is not available, but if you go to coastal region, mainly in Gujarat, 1600 kilometers, and there is huge production of acetous, and it is also being sent to all over the country for use in meat. Then these are plant-based materials. Most of them are already in use. Soybean flour, soybean meal, then cotton seed, palm gluten, sunflower, groundnut, everything. All entire plant side sources are already used in fish meal. Then these are some of the common new entrant in the protein source. Most of the silkworm pupae, housefly maggot, yellow meal, lesser mealworm, banded cricket, Jamaican field cricket, and black soldier fly. I have highlighted black soldier fly because it has grabbed the attention of the researcher in nutrition side, and most of the people who is working on nutrition side are now using black soldier fly. They are even culturing black soldier fly, and they are using it in fish meal also. And if you see, the European Union approved the processed animal protein from insects. And this is also approved internationally that you can use insects as a protein source in fish meal. So that way there is no legislation problem, and there is very good quantity of protein available. But somewhere like silkworm, pupae and all, silkworm, pupae proteins are not easily available and digestible for common animals. So we need to use some tricks and techniques or some additives we should use, like some protease enzymes or some organic acid can be used while we are making. And these are they are approximate composition and some of the scientific evidences. That's all.
Good.
It was this is my first time when I am presenting somewhere professionally in front of my guide. So it was very.
और फोटो ले लो, कोई फोटो ले लो.
Thank you, sir. I also request